On the Oxfit podcast. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're having a great start to your week. Happy Tuesday. Happy World Cup. We're going to get into all kinds of good stuff this morning. Happy retest week. Man, retest week started off with a bang, didn't it? My quads, my butt, just setting me up for the next cycle. How you guys feeling this morning? Good morning, Lauren. Coming in hot. Morning, Sav. Buenos dias. Look at you. You've been to one Spain game and fluent in the language from one game. Dude, you like my title, huh? Getting into some daddy issues this morning. Post your daddy issues in the comments and let's get into them. Yeah, my audio sounds good, right? There's no light on my microphone, so I just want to make sure. Oh, thank you. It's pronounced Spain. España. Yeah. How we doing? What's going on? Nobody's posting their daddy issues yet. Give me some daddy issues. But in all seriousness, great time for me to talk about this. On the Oxford. Oh yeah, my audio is good. All right, Saf. Let's get into it, Saf. We're gonna hash it out in the next 30 minutes, guys. Tune in. In fact, I'm gonna send you a link, Saf. Send you a link. We'll get you on. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. Everybody wants to know where these sick workouts come from. But yeah, in all seriousness, we perfect day for me to talk about daddy issues. My son is currently laying on the couch. I've turned down the movie because he's not very well, and told him that I'm going to be on this for 30 minutes. Please don't come in the room. And it's just part of it. It's just part of being a dad and going through this life, right? It's never going to be perfect. You always think there's going to be a week that's going to come up where you're going to be able to hit everything perfect. And this stage of life will teach you, right? Like just to roll with it, just to go with it. And keep trying to be your best is what we're going to talk about, right? Because the problem is, and we talked about it in a podcast last week, go watch the podcast with me and Mike if you haven't seen it already. Me and Mike talk about drifting and how 5 years ago, right, 6 years ago, I would have had no right to talk about this subject. Someone was late to my class because of a kid thing. I was pissed. I was furious. Like, why can't you be on time, right? And if somebody like was only showing up a couple of days a week and they come in and be like, my kid was sick, my school, blah, 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 I'd just be like, I don't want to hear that. Like, are you committed to this program or not? Do you want to get results or not? And now I know you want to get results. You want to do all these things. You're working hard. You just got to make sure you've got it in the right order. And that's kind of what we're going to get into today. So if you guys are not going to get in detail with your daddy issues, then we are going to get into what I want to talk about today and the 5 issues that are facing daddies and the 5 dad issues. I also never thought I would be called daddy. Number one, I was like, daddy, but my kids call me daddy and I love it. And eventually they're going to call me dad. And that's when I know that they're a little bit older, but they're not going to call me daddy until they're like 10, 11. All right. But 5 and 4, we're good with it. So, all right. So the top 5 health and fitness problems that dads face and how to fix them is kind of what we're getting into today. And I want to start pretty serious because I think it's a serious topic. And, I really want you to get the most out of this and know that we're all going through it. And you're not alone in it, but there is a way to fix it. So dads, we've got a problem. Most men spend their entire 20s trying to get ahead. Then they spend their 30s and 40s in survival mode, right? The kids arrive, your career gets a little bit bigger, your responsibilities start to pile up. And somewhere along the way, that guy who used to work out, compete, and take care of himself starts to disappear. What's crazy is most dads, they don't have a motivational problem. They just have a systems problem. Today, I'm going to talk about the 5 health and fitness issues that dads face and exactly what you can do about them. The goal here isn't to look like you're 22 again. I know there's some influencers that are trying to do that and they look like friggin' vampires. The goal is not to look like a creepy vampire. I'm not going to say the word that I want to say because no one will get to watch this episode. The goal is to become the strongest, healthiest, and most capable version of yourself for the people who need you the most: your partner, your wife, your kids, whoever that is that's around you in your late 30s, early 40s. So, the main issue that I see, and I've faced it myself and I've talked about it a lot, is you stop training with a purpose in mind, right? When you're in your teens, there was always a competition coming up. There was always something you had going on. You wanted to look jacked for summer. You had all these like big goals that you wanted to do. And most dads don't quit working out. They quit having goals. When you were younger, like I said, you were training for something: a sport, a race, a physique goal, a competition, pick up that girl. You know what I mean? Look good. So your boys were like, dang, you look jacked, right? Then life happens and now you just exercising. You're just showing up, sweating a little bit, checking the box, and then going home. That kind of like the way that I was talking about that is how it feels, right? You're showing up, you sweat a little bit, you check the box, you go home. The problem is maintenance doesn't inspire anybody. Every man I know needs a target, needs a goal, needs something to work for. And at Oxford, we test people because what gets measured gets improved. Look at this week, the scorecard. Like every man should grab all that scorecard and be like, I'm going to crush this thing, right? Because that's what's going to get you out of bed every day to get in the gym at 5 a.m. when you didn't really sleep and your kid was up all night and they were crying all night and blah, 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 right? What is that for you? If it's losing 20 pounds to look ripped, then let's put that as a target and let's go get it. If it's running a 5K in a new record time because you can get fitter than when you're in your 20s and 30s, let's do that. Is it completing a Deca? Because we got 2 of them coming up this weekend. Is it finishing a High Rocks? High Rocks is going to come back to Atlanta in the fall. I know it. They're just trying to sell out the other events. When they come back, you can crush that. Is it competing in your first fitness competition? I have a group of guys right now that are getting ready to train for Beach Brawl, and it's going to be awesome. The whole weekend is going to be amazing. I don't give a shit what the goal is. The goal doesn't matter. But having one, and having one that's scary, and having one that gets you out of your comfort zone is what does. Dads need a mission, don't need motivation. You guys do not need motivation. I did a time analysis at the beginning of this year, and I thought I was being lazy. And I looked at it, and I was working for 20 hours out of the day on average. Sleeping for a few, getting up, and you don't think of them as jobs, but looking after your kids, getting them to school, going to the store, making sure we got enough food in the house, cooking the food, like that is your job. That's not just extra shit you used to do like when you were taking care of yourself in your 20s. That's a job now. So like that's part of work now. You don't see that as like, oh, I get to relax. You got to go to the playground and you got to entertain. You got to go and you got to be the chef. You got to go, like, you don't just cook random shit that you used to eat. It's not just leftovers that were in the fridge for the last 2 weeks, right? It's real food to help them develop. It's real games to make them enjoy themselves and not, you know, you don't go to the playground and you just sit there. You go into the, hey, stop punching that kid. Don't do that. Don't jump off that. Why are you hanging upside down off that? That's not relaxing, right? That is all work. So you're not lazy. It's not that you don't know how to do this stuff. It's all out there. You just need a mission. You need a place to point that shit. So when it's hard, you like, I got to get out and run today because High Rocks is coming. I don't want to look a fool. I got to get out and work out this morning because beach ball's coming up and I got a team of guys that we're going to crush it and we're going to have a blast. No, you can't. I'm laying the team down. You need a mission. Let's go get a mission. Issue number two, we just talked about it, right? You're trying to outwork a bad diet. You're stuck in that 20s cycle where you could get away with it, right? You could skip breakfast. You could pick up whatever you want for lunch. You could grab one of the kids' snacks. You could crush coffee literally all day. And then you overeat as soon as the kids go to bed until you go to bed. And then you're sitting there like, why am I 20, 30 pounds heavier? It's just aging. No, it's a shitty routine. It's a horrible routine. And it's a routine that's going to lead to really, really bad problems for you. Like, kind of around the neck, go grab a weight vest when you're in the gym today and put it on and wear it all day and see how that feels. That's an extra 20 pounds. You can't out train that poor nutrition anymore. You don't need a complicated diet. You need something consistent. And that's what I teach people, right? We just want to focus on that protein goal. Eat enough protein so every time you go in the gym, you gain a little bit more muscle. Eat more real food so that you can use it as fuel, not store it as body fat. Drink a little bit more water and stop treating every weekend like it's a vacation from life and you can just pound beers, eat whatever's on offer, and then be fine going into the next week. That's not going to work for next week, is it? You can't work out really hard this week, drink and eat shit all weekend, and then expect to show up as your best self on Monday, ready for the week. You don't need perfection. That's not what it's about. You just need a fewer bad decisions repeated less often. I'm going to tell you one thing right now. Most dads are one grocery store cart away from dramatically changing their body. Let that sit with you for a minute. It's really that simple. Number three, thank God this light is shining brightly on my face because you're tired all the time. I remember bringing my kids home from the hospital and someone hands you the most precious thing you've ever had and you can't keep your eyes open. And you just like, oh no, what is this? And people kind of joke about it and they laugh about it, but they don't really talk about it, man. Like, dads are exhausted. Not because they're weak. Don't get it twisted. It's not because they're weak. It's like I talked about before. I'm working 20 hours a day. It's because you work, you got your kids, you're trying to be a good husband, trying to be a good partner, trying to take care of the finances. All that responsibility sits on your shoulders, and eventually the fatigue just becomes normal. The problem is most men mistake exhaustion for aging. That's what happened to me at the start of this year. I was like, man, I'm coming up on 40. Something's not right. Not realizing that what I'd done to myself in 2025 was just run myself into the ground. And I was thinking, I'm getting older. And then now my habits, my Savannah has got my habits exactly where they need to be. And I realized I was just under recovered. I just needed more sleep. I needed better hydration. I needed to focus my strength training on where I could improve, not just beat myself up. I needed to move just a little bit more. Like, and when I'm chilling, I need to be stretching, right? I need to sit on the floor instead of sit on the couch. When I'm at the playground, I'm a strange dude now. Like, I'll be stretching on the wall and mobilizing, sitting in the bottom of a squat while my kids are playing at the playground. And it's not an energy drink. That's the answer, right? And I spent 3 years there thinking that another 300 milligrams of caffeine was going to do it. And that just made me more anxious. And I just thought feeling terrible was how it's supposed to be. The first 6 months of this year, man, I've put things in place and I feel amazing now. And yeah, my knees don't feel perfect. And some days I'm a little more tired than others, but my training's better, my energy's better, and I feel like I'm ready to crush the rest of 2026. And I really want you to do the same. Let's talk about where a lot of the dads that I work with struggle, right? And I think it's something that we don't give enough credit to some of the dads and some of the men for is they do put everyone else first. And while it sounds noble, I think it's very, very dangerous. Wearing self sacrifice as a badge of honor is not cool. I don't have time. The kids come first. I'll focus on my safe self later. If that turns into 5 years or 10 years, you're 40 to 80 pounds overweight. Your back hurts, your energy's gone. And honestly, you're selfish. You're wearing that badge of honor selfishly. Like taking care of yourself is not selfish. That's leadership. Your family doesn't need you to be a martyr for the cause. They need an example. They want to look at you and be like, that's how I want to be, right? Kids are watching how you eat, they're watching how you move, they're watching how you handle stress. And you're teaching them whether you realize it or not. That's really scary, right? This year, I've made a concerted effort to not shout and yell at my kids. And they do the same crazy shit every single day, right? They smash the glasses, they spill the juice, they, just are annoying. And they're just being themselves. They're just having fun most of the time. They're just like, my kids have so much joy inside of them. If that brings out anger in me, that is something that's not right in my habits and my routines, right? What am I showing them when I do that? That like they can't, like you make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes, right? And if every time I react with anger, that's not them, that's me. So if you're doing that, that's something that's not right in this system that you've built for yourself. And you can fucking fix it. Yeah. I probably yelled at him yesterday, probably yelled at him over the weekend a little bit, even though it was birthday parties and stuff, because stress gets on top of you. But it's not consistent anymore. It's not my go to, right? And it's because my other habits are in line. I've got a mission this year. I'm training for something. I I'm not exhausted all the time. I'm sleeping better because I know when to eat. And my wife will tell you like I've slept this year better than I've ever slept in my whole life because I'm looking after things and I know that sleeping better is going to help my testosterone, is going to help me feel more energy, it's going to help me be a better dad, better husband, better athlete, all that stuff. And now to get back to where we started. The greatest gift you can give your family is a healthy dad. But the one thing you don't want to give them is issue number 5 is a dad that's drifting. And most dads are not failing. They're checking the box. They woke up this morning, they helped make breakfast, they walked their kids to school, they drove their kids to school. They did all kinds of like they checked the boxes, right? They made dinner, they went to it. We're not checking boxes, man. Life's not checking boxes. You don't want to check boxes until your kids go to college. You don't want to check boxes on your marriage. You don't want to check boxes as a dad. You don't want to check boxes when you wake up. You need a plan, you need a direction, you need accountability. And that's the things that we don't have. You're just reacting. You're just reactive. Wake up, work, eat, scroll, sleep, repeat. Weeks become months very, very fast. And months become years very, very fast. When I see some of them photos that pop up on my feed of my little babies, then I look at my kids now. It's gonna keep going fast. They're 5 now, they're gonna be 10 soon, and they're gonna be 15. And I'm not gonna be 50, 100 pounds heavier. I'm not gonna be an angry dad. I'm not gonna be, you know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna be all that stuff. I'm not gonna be, oh, my knees, my back. Fitness isn't about fitness. It's about creating structure. It's about keeping promises to yourself. It's about becoming the man your family can count on. The workout is just the vehicle to get there. I want to help you get there. I am on this journey myself. And if you spoke to me, like I said, 5 years ago, I couldn't help dads. with this stuff. I'd be like, what is your problem? I understand, man. Like, I've been there. I've run myself into the ground. I've been drifting. And I know what it feels like now, 6 months into this year, with a mission. I know what it feels like now with a good diet and with a good routine. I know what it feels like to eat, to perform. I know what it feels like to not be tired. And I'm not addicted to any drinks anymore. I have one coffee now. It's not just that I was tired and older. It's that I was under recovered. I know what it's like to think that you're sacrificing for your family and you're putting everybody else first, when really that's just a selfish way to make yourself feel more important. And what they really need is you to be better and you to feel amazing so that you can be better for them. Finally, don't drift. Don't let the months and the years pile up. Don't say I'll start after summer. Don't say I'll start next year. Start now. Start while it's tough. I'm working with someone that started day one when they went on vacation, and they're already looking and feeling fucking amazing. They're already a better husband, better dad, all that stuff in 2 weeks. That could be you. That really could be you. If you're struggling with any of these 5 issues, you're not alone. Almost every dad I coach deals with some version of them. But here's the good news. You don't need to fix everything at once. Just pick one, a goal, a workout schedule, a nutrition habit, a commitment, and we'll build from there, because becoming a strong father doesn't happen in a day. It happens through thousands of small decisions just stacked together over time. The best time to start is not Monday. It's today. If you're a dad, comment on this podcast, send me a message. If you're ready to stop drifting, start building momentum, then subscribe to the podcast. I'm going to get into episode 2 of Daddy Issues next week because I like this title. And I'd love to talk about the biggest lie that dads tell to themselves, but I just don't have time today. So I will see you in the next episode. Ant@ox.fit. Let's do this thing, man. Let's stop you drifting and let's work together. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. And go get in the gym and let's crush it this week. Show me your scorecards. Comment what workout you're excited about this week. And this is what I'm most proud of over the last few months. And I think you guys could do it too. Here is my big ass habit tracker. And I have 44 days of tracking my macros. And I've learned a lot from doing that. Track macros before, but never like this. And I think it's going to change everything for me this year. Little habits, right? What is your little habit that you start doing this year that has changed your life? Let me know. What is it? 23 minutes? I think that was pretty good. Oh, God, Cash. Cash is on fire today, dude. It's a little Spanish Cash coming in. One time when I was little, I was sick and my dad told me to be quiet while he podcasted. Good Lord. That's good. That's good. Good morning. If you want to know what we're talking about, it's Oxfit therapy session. Don't be giving away my secrets, Lauren. Yeah, I drink sleepy tea at night. I like that. Maybe we can talk about that on another episode. Maybe we need another podcast, Rashid, me and you. But I don't know if it can go on YouTube. All right, guys. Deca. Oh, yeah. Let's close out with that. My guy Keith loves it when we close out with that. I wonder where he is today. He must be cutting people's hair. Oxford. Finish with the dance party for Deca. If you haven't signed up, please go and sign up for Deca. It is coming very, very quickly here. Deca. rocks. We've done them all, dude. Is that it? No. Yeah, that's the one. Oh, I love that beat drop. Lucas Hicks, Killshot Media. For all your video needs, you could have a highlight video just like this. Oh, I need it there. Need to make it bigger. Oh, yeah. Close you out. Go sign up. If you need a partner, let me know.